center of the ceiling of the tram, and I will be back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please stay seated and keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. And remember to use the red cord above your head if you need any assistance. The studio is private property, and if at any time during the tour you drop your phone or you just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord and remain seated. And please, as a kid, I always thought they were outside in the jungles of Costa Rica, but in reality, inside right here on the Universal Lot. And coming up on the right side of the tram, we're going to have a cluster of sound stages we have nicknamed Sitcom Row, just because of all the different TV shows and sitcoms that are filmed on these stages throughout the decade. Up on your screen, these are more of the classic titles. More recently, they have been used for shows like Never Have I Ever, which is produced by famous filming locations. This is also the same street where Marty McFly took the time machine up to 88 miles per hour.
Welcome to the Courthouse Square. These sets were used to create Hill Valley in the Back to the Future films.
And they represented multiple time periods, 1985, 1955, and the far, far distant future, 2015. To this day, this is one of the most popular sets on the Universal Studio Tour.
And self-action. Did you know the Metro sets were once the home to Hollywood's biggest star? Right here is where the original Studio Tour King Kong attraction resided from 1986 until 2008. He stood 30 feet tall and weighed in at 13,000 pounds. Over the years, millions of guests got to meet King Kong face to face as he shook the tram. So close you could feel his hot banana breath.
Almost an entire month. They have to get permits to be able to do that. Anybody that has any businesses that are along those streets that have to be closed, the production then later has to compensate them for the amount of money they lost while they were trying to film. So that can really stack up your budget. You also have to hire security to be able to make sure that folks aren't just wandering onto your set. And then they do film in the middle of the night here. So you can't put him in front of a blue screen because he's red and blue. And his nemesis, Green Goblin, you couldn't put him in front of a green screen because he's all green. So they had to use both context for that. But folks, enough about the concrete jungle. Because right now we are headed to the jungles of Skull Island from Peter Jackson's King Kong.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to repurpose. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8. Where the screen is 10 meters away. We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting it to the audience, it's a hell of a lot.
Very impressive. Now we are driving through the London Square portion of our Metro sets, nicknamed because of the architectural style of Del Toro, to later then make the movie The Shape of Water, which earned an Academy Award for Best Picture. Because as a kid, he always wanted to know more about the relationship between the Gilman and that lady. So you know what? We have been inspiring movie makers for decades. And this area is actually the birthplace of many of those early monster movies. But if you are a fan of The Good Place, you'll recognize this as The Afterlife.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
page 50. Now I'm going to see where this subway station is supposed to be. And again, I'm looking at the set decoration. So I see signs that say Golden Gate Park, East Bay, San Francisco. Now it looks like we've got a lot of the lighting equipment set up over on the left side of the tram. Oh, and we're seeing some props. We're going to see the yellow crowbar and the bag of cash. Those are items that the actor is going to be holding in this scene. Experience an 8.4 earthquake, the collapsing ceiling, the hydrogen truck that burst into flames, that's my favorite part, the runaway train, and then the tidal wave. Okay, folks, so we're about halfway through the tour, so I just want to remind everybody to stay seated during the entire tour. The studio is private property, and if you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the red cord to get my attention, and I will be back to assist you, but do remain seated on the tram. Folks, we went through a lot of it. Wow, that was one very sharp. And the Best Scream Award goes out to Car 2. Well done. Now that is our mechanical great white shark. That was not used for the filming of Jaws. So the mechanical great whites used for the movie Jaws, never tested out in salt water. They filmed Jaws over on the East Coast in Marcus to capture the rain. Bob, cut the rain, please. So this is done because we have the sunlight that's helping to backlight the rain. At night, we're going to be using that lightning or other ways to light up the rain. Because water is invisible unless you put light on it. The camera's not going to see it, Bob. You got to cut that rain, man. If you don't cut the rain, how are we going to get that? We don't want that to happen. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, Bob didn't cut the rain in time. Do not worry. You're perfectly safe if you're seated on the tram. But keep an eye out for this animal. Now, Lady Gaga used that same flash flood effect in her music video, Judas, but no stunt double. She stood in the middle of that flash flood herself wearing 6-inch heels. So when you watch the music video and you see it knock it over, that wasn't a stunt double. That was Lady Gaga herself. As we pass by Amity Island, remember I told you that Jaws did not film here, but Murder, She Wrote did. This was Cabin Cove, Maine for that television show starring the late great Dame Angela Lansbury. If you were by the Psycho House, you may catch a glimpse of Mother Bates up in a second-story window. She likes to always look over the Bates Motel where her son Norman Bates is working currently. And guess what? You get to hop off the tram and walk around those sets and take some pretty impressive pictures. We have got some exciting things set up here, like our scale model Hollywood sign coming up on the right side of the tram. The Hollywood sign. Wayman, and thank you to our wonderful studio tour ambassadors for helping us out. Something else we did for the 60th anniversary, we went ahead and interviewed Academy Award-winning director Jordan Peele. We interviewed him about his own time with the studio tour when he was younger.
During the scale of one of my first trips to see one of my favorite movies of all time. Just feeling
everybody out! The FDR! Put that music on!
Now you can put on those 3D glasses. So we are going to have some sudden tram movement. So just once again, remain seated and hold on tightly to those first belongings and make sure all flashing lights on cameras and cell phones have been turned off. tour. We are headed back to the theme park. Here's the Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Jimmy Powell, to wish us farewell.
Over the past 6 decades,